Now, from the station on your side, you're watching Wavy News 10 on Fox 43.
At 7 o'clock, we start your Thursday morning with breaking news from Virginia Beach. Thank you for joining us on Fox 43. I'm Katie Collette.
And I'm Aisha Tolliver. It has been longer than 10 hours since police say a mother and child were stabbed and 3 other children were abducted.
Police issued an Amber Alert 5 hours after Zayn, Zaire, and Zariah Plummer were taken. They say 36-year-old Dana Plummer abducted them after he stabbed their mother and the child.
10 on your sides, Nick. Broadway has been there at the scene following this story all night long. So, Nick, what have you learned from investigators?
So investigators are still staying tight-lipped about this. We're not getting a whole lot of new information from them. But throughout the past half hour, we did some walking around the neighborhood here, did a little door knocking and talking with neighbors. We started at the door where this abduction allegedly happened, where the attack allegedly happened. No one was home, no one answered the door. We did see search warrant paperwork wedged into the window next to the front door. Neighbors we spoke with, they were surprised that this happened at all. They're saying the neighborhood's typically pretty quiet. One of them has lived here for about 10 years and says something like this has never happened here. And the family, they don't know them personally, but sees them playing outside, doing normal things that a family would do, never hears or sees that family get into any arguments or confrontation. They're surprised that it happened in this neighborhood, and they're surprised something like this happened to that family. Now, here's the important information from police. They want everyone to be on the lookout for the suspect, 36-year-old Dana Plummer. We're going to show you a picture of the car they believe he is in right now. They think that Plummer is using a 2024 black Honda Passport with temporary Virginia tags, 37550R. And this is what Plummer looks like, 5'9", about 170 pounds, with brown eyes. 10 on your side was there after police swarmed into this neighborhood at JR Court for reports of a stabbing. They're saying Plummer stabbed the mother of the 3 children and another child. Virginia Beach police tell us they're both in the hospital with serious but not critical injuries. Plummer took off with the children after the reported stabbing. State police say those children are believed to be in extreme danger. Again, it's been about 10 hours since this happened. They're asking everyone to keep a lookout for the suspect and for that black Honda Passport.
We're still working it from a lot of angles. So we're just asking the community, once we get that information out on our social media profiles, to be on the lookout. And if you see something, say something, please contact a missing persons detective, contact the police department.
Our news team did run Dana Plummer's name through court records this morning. In Virginia, there are no prior convictions for any violent crimes against Plummer. Live in Virginia Beach, Nick Broadway, 10 on your side.
Nick, thank you very much. We're also following breaking news from Hampton. Police are investigating a shooting that left a man hurt. Investigators say officers were patrolling in the area of Rip Rap Road just before midnight after hearing several gunshots. When checking the area, officers found a man in a car who'd been shot. Paramedics rushed him to the hospital with serious injuries. Right now, we're working to learn about any suspects.
We're going to continue to follow both of these breaking news stories throughout the morning. Look for updates on the Wavy News mobile app.
And we'll have another look at your top headlines, and Madison Pierman will take a look at your traffic with that morning commute in just a few minutes. But first, we do want to send things over to meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler with your forecast. Jeremy?
All right, thanks. Yeah, and locally we got some pretty good conditions. We have a lot of sunshine, a little filtered sunshine, some high thin haze overhead, but we're going to have a lot of sun today. And then we're also tracking Ernesto, which is a hurricane northwest of Puerto Rico by a good bit. It's a category 1 now, but it's pretty close to becoming a 2, and it is forecast to become a 2 and then a 3 over the next 24 hours. And then it's 24 to 36 hours. And then it's forecast to move towards Bermuda. Now, it may pass a little west of there, but I think they're going to take a pretty big hit from the storm surge and also the winds on this, because the center is right there, but that wind is going to spread out quite far from the system. And then it's going to move off towards the Canadian Maritimes next week. Now, it may impact us with some waves by the weekend, but right now things are fine. I mean, we have good looking weather out there. Avon Pier and Outer Banks. Temps in the upper 60s down there. 66 Virginia Beach, 62 Newport News, 64 Suffolk and Wakefield, and low 60s in Ahoskie and Tappahannock. So not bad for the temps. We don't have any rain around. We're not going to have rain today. We'll have a lot of sunshine. High temps in the upper 80s, or mid to upper 80s, and winds out of the north. Now, coming up, I'll talk about the weather going into the weekend. That's here in just a bit. Madison's in now with traffic.
Good morning to you. Right now it's 7:05. We do have a little bit of congestion here on the James River Bridge. That's because we had an earlier bridge lift that happened around 6:55. Left us with a little bit of a slowdown here as you make your way across the water. But again, if you're hitting this spot in the next 10-15 minutes, I would anticipate this to be pretty much wrapped up. The bridge lift itself didn't last long, but we do have just some folks lingering as they try to make their way down to the south side. Friends over at the HRBT, natural normal slowdowns, nothing extensive, nothing stacking up on the roadways in Hampton, mainly just the bridge tunnel lanes that are seeing a little bit of congestion as people merge their way into the tunnel. We do still have two more lifts scheduled at the Gilmerton. First one's going to be at 7, the next one's going to be at 7:15. We'll keep an eye out for those, but right now not seeing any slowdowns in that area. Back to you.
Madison, thank you very much. Developing news this morning, Virginia Beach police are investigating a body found in the water.
The incident happened around 3:15 yesterday afternoon on East Drum Castle Court. That is not far from Rose Hall Drive and North Great Neck Road. The fire department worked with police to recover the body. Investigators haven't released a name and say they are still working to learn the circumstances surrounding this death. One resident says people need to pay attention to safety when they are near any body of water.
Most definitely, you need to be, conscious of your surroundings, even if it isn't a body of water. I mean, at all times, you need to be conscious of your surroundings and make sure you know what's going on. And you have to be proactive instead of reactive.
We'll continue to follow this story and any new developments.
Coming up on Fox 43, election warning.
A look at one Virginia senator's warning to foreign adversaries looking to wreak havoc on November's election.
Plus, heat safety. We'll take a look at how one local city's firefighters are working to stay cool during this summer heat.
Now, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler.
We got a pretty good activities forecast for you today. We got lots of sunshine. It's going to be warm, dry, walking, running, exercising in any way, and yard work. And yeah, I see the bands out there practicing. I see the football players practicing out there. So it's good time for that because we've lost that extreme heat and humidity. So we get some good conditions. So right now in Yorktown, we've got fair skies overhead. And it's beautiful. You can see the boat there going in the channel, and yeah, it's just really nice. Light breeze and fair skies, and temperatures are great too. I mean, Yorktown, Newport News, you're in the low 60s. You got 66 Virginia Beach, 64 Suffolk and Wakefield, and some mid 60s in Currituck, upper 60s Killable Hills and Wallops Island. So temperatures are great. Now, satellite radar. Yesterday we had a couple spotty showers as expected, and then today I'm really not expecting that. I think we'll just have a lot of sunshine straight up. And the dew points there in the 60s, but there's also some 50s. So we're in this pleasant and moderate zone, and it's going to stay that way today. It's going to be very nice out for humidity levels. Winds, right now there's not much, but they'll be out of the north today at about 8 to 12 miles an hour. So that'll just keep that dry air coming in. Low to moderate for the humidity, UV index of 8, and moderate for the mosquitoes. Sunsets at 7:55 p.m. We got 81 degrees at noon, 86 at 3 p.m., lots of sunshine and a little bit of a north breeze, 82 degrees at 5 o'clock. Should be nice weather during the evening, and yeah, great weather to just, if you can get outside after work, go for it. 88 tomorrow, partly cloudy, and then over the weekend, we got a few showers Saturday and then a little better chance of rain on Sunday. Highs will be close to 90 degrees and humidity starts going up, but doesn't go up right away. So we'll talk a little more about that, and we'll talk a lot more about Ernesto and some of its impacts on us possibly coming up. Now, Madison's in with traffic.
Good morning. Right now it's 7:11, not seeing any slowdowns across the region. Shaping up to be a fairly good day if you do have to hit the roads. Copy and paste this flow of traffic that you see here on 64 near that 264-64 interchange and put it everywhere else in the region. We're looking okay this morning. Friends at the HRBT, very minimal slowdown. The delays that you're seeing here at the Monitor Merrimack, that's because we do have one broken down vehicle northbound, so we're down to one lane. It's not impacting us too much this morning, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. As you cross the water using your two tinier tunnels, Midtown Tunnel, Downtown Tunnel, both look like great options right now. No scheduled bridge lift at that Berkeley Bridge, but we do have one downstairs at the Gilmerton. That one's going to be closer to about 7:15. Keep in mind we did have some back-to-back openings in that area, so you could start to see a little bit more congestion than usual, but right now no need to detour. Back to you.
The temperatures are still soaring across the country, and the Biden administration is rolling out a plan to keep communities safe. What all it includes.
And your social security number could be at risk. What you need to know about a leak impacting more than 2 billion people across the world. At 7:15, we continue to follow breaking news from Virginia Beach. State police issued an Amber Alert for the 3 children on your screen there who were abducted after a late-night stabbing.
Police say 36-year-old Dana Plummer abducted them after stabbing their mother and another child. We'll continue to follow this story throughout the morning. The owner of Walton Funeral Home in Virginia Beach is hoping to negotiate with Dominion Energy.
This comes after the funeral home lost part of its property to Dominion due to eminent domain. Walton Funeral has been helping grieving families bury their loved ones for 57 years on Holland Road.
Now transmission lines for Dominion Energy's coastal Virginia offshore wind project will go through his funeral home. The owner of the funeral home wants the best for his business.
My concern is the impact to my business, the impact to the rest of the land, and what we can do with it in the future.
The electric transmission line and associated infrastructure is vitally important to the coastal Virginia offshore wind project to deliver that clean, renewable energy.
The compensation trial is set for April of 2025. New this morning, Google has confirmed an Iranian group is trying to access emails linked to both U.S. presidential campaigns. Google says the group, with ties to its Revolutionary Guard, has been targeting Trump and President Biden's campaigns since May. The company says the attacks have been small but are consistent with phishing scams to steal users' login information. The announcement follows a similar report from Microsoft that also warned of political attacks from Iranian cyber groups.
Senator Mark Warner and Florida Senator Marco Rubio are sounding off on those apparent efforts from foreign adversaries to influence the November election. In a joint statement yesterday, the 2 senators said, quote, "We condemn any type of potential influence effort by foreign adversaries and urge the intelligence community and law enforcement agencies to urgently examine those reports and, as appropriate, work to notify those affected and the American public." End quote. They end their statement saying there will be consequences for these interferences. The Federal Trade Commission is banning companies from creating fake online reviews, including those made by AI. The new rule also bans companies from bribing customers to write positive reviews, as well as undisclosed employee reviews and company-controlled feedback. The agency is also banning businesses from threatening people who write negative reviews and buying and selling followers online.
The FTC says fake online reviews pollute the marketplace. The agency can seek civil penalties from businesses that violate the new rule. The ban is set to go into effect 60 days after it's published. Well, your Social Security number could be at risk. According to a class action lawsuit, background check company National Public Data was hacked back in April. Hacking group USDOD says it tried to sell that data, but has since posted it for free online. The group claims it has 2.9 billion records in the U.S., Canada, and the U.K. If you fear you might be at risk, experts recommend freezing your credit with Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and be wary of unsolicited emails from these organizations.
As the weather keeps getting hotter, firefighters are working to protect themselves while also protecting you. The Virginia Beach Fire Department says firefighting is already a tough job, and that difficulty only increases when you add in the heat factor. Aaron McKissick says that is why heat training is such a big part of what they teach their recruits.
It includes hydrating themselves, to sleeping properly, to eating properly. Most people consider heat-related illness to be just fluid intake, but not understanding that you can get 4 cups of water or fluid themselves just from healthy eating food.
Fire officials say they have safety officers at active scenes to make sure crews do not overheat.
With temperatures rising all across the country, the Biden administration announced its strategy to handle the heat. According to The Hill, the plan focuses on warning systems and safety measures for those considered at risk. July 22nd was the hottest day ever recorded on Earth, with July 21st and 23rd also breaking records set last year. Experts say climate change and fossil fuels are behind those rising temperatures. 7:19 now. One U.S. committee wants T-Mobile to pay millions of dollars over alleged unauthorized data access. The Committee on Foreign Investment says the cellular company will have to pay $60 million in fines. It says this is because T-Mobile did not prevent and report prohibited access to sensitive user data in 2020 and 2021. The penalty is linked to violations of a mitigation agreement that was part of T-Mobile's $23 billion purchase of Sprint in 2020. T-Mobile says it experienced technical issues post-merger, but the issues were addressed in a timely manner.
Vice President Kamala Harris is planning to propose a ban on price gouging for food and groceries in an upcoming campaign speech. This is expected to happen during a speech on her planned economic agenda tomorrow. The plan is set to include more competition in the meat industry. She's expected to call out corporations for causing high inflation. The campaign says Harris will reveal a plan to prevent businesses from unfairly raising food costs. The speech is also expected to include proposals for high housing and prescription drug costs as well.
Now, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with meteorologist Jeremy Wheeler.
This is our enhanced satellite, and right now we've got Ernesto up, and you can kind of see that the center is starting to get its act together. As I get in closer here, you can see there's a little bit of an eye forming, and so a sharper eye, that is, right there. And so there was been some dry air on the south end of it. I think it's starting to block that out and maintain that central core. So that means that basically it's strengthening, and it's going to keep strengthening. It's a strong Cat 1, and it's probably going to be a Cat 2 soon, and maybe even a Category 3 in the next 24 to 36 hours. Now, will it be a 2 or 3 as it head towards Bermuda? We'll see. Either way, it's going to be pretty bad for them. They're going to get that high storm surge. They're going to probably get some strong damaging winds and heavy rain for a time. That'd be Saturday morning for that to happen, most likely. And then it will move off towards Newfoundland going into Tuesday. So here's the wind from the European model, and it's got the strongest winds, of course, around that core. But look how far out those winds stretch. I mean, some of those tropical storm force winds look like they're bigger than the state of Texas. So because it's so large, that's why I'm concerned that not only could they get that storm surge, even if it passes a little west of the island, which maybe it will, but for us, I think some of those waves are going to travel. And so, Friday, low threat for rip currents. Saturday, probably moderate. Sunday, though, I got a feeling it's going to be high levels, and Monday and Tuesday as the waves start building more and more. Now, this will get refined a little bit, and we'll have more of that going into tomorrow's forecast, but just keep in mind that, Sunday, Monday, we might have some problems at the beaches, maybe even by Saturday, but I think more Sunday into Monday, so we'll have updates. Meanwhile, let's enjoy the nice weather. Right now, there's no problems at the beaches. It's great. Things are quiet. High pressure's in control, light north breeze, and the temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s today, so it's looking really good. You got upper 80s Friday and Saturday, then the humidity starts kicking in between Saturday and Sunday, and it stays muggy through Monday, but then I think the humidity will drop again next week towards Tuesday. So yeah, the humidity is going to be great, pleasant or moderate between today and tomorrow. It does go up a little Saturday, but not as much as previously forecast, so that's good, but it does definitely go up Sunday into Monday. Now, right now, we have quiet conditions and a lot of sunshine, and we're going to have a lot of sunshine between now and noon. In the afternoon, we'll be mostly sunny, light northeast winds, 8 to 12 miles an hour. Feeling great this afternoon and into the evening. Overnight, we're going to have mostly clear skies and light winds. And then tomorrow, we're going to have a little bit more cloud cover. I think we'll be partly cloudy for your Friday, and that'll be the case for the day. And then in the evening, I think we'll cloud up even more. And overnight, Friday into Saturday morning, we'll have a few showers mixing in as well. I think that'll be just one quick round, a few showers in the morning, maybe a break, and then a few more showers again later in the day, but I don't think there'll be too many later in the day. Now, today's forecast, 85 Virginia Beach, 86 Norfolk, 88 in Chesapeake, 87 Elizabeth City, low 80s for the Outer Banks. Lots of sunshine, warm and dry today. Low 80s in Belfa and Hampton, 83 in Gloucester, 86 Newport News, 89 in Williamsburg. Now, your beach forecast. Rip current risk is low today, waves to 2 feet, water temps low 70s, and on the water on the bay, water temps there upper 70s. The bay's 1 foot, the ocean's about 2 feet. Your 7-day forecast, upper 80s tomorrow, upper 80s to near 90s Saturday and Sunday. Just a few showers Friday, or Saturday rather, a few more though on Sunday. Madison?
Good morning to you. 7:24 is your time. Right now we are taking a look at some slowdowns here at the James River Bridge, or rather the Monitor Merrimack, as you're trying to make your way up the peninsula. So the issue that's causing these delays here is actually a broken down vehicle. It's closing one of your northbound lanes on US 17, or rather 664. So keep in mind, again, it is going to be pretty slow moving here as you make your way up to that connector. We also have a car that looks like it either got pulled over or broken down, but it is pushed off to the side, so that helps us out. Very mindful, very demure right now, and that's going to make sure that your commute is even smoother without blocking that additional lane.